taking the time to be able to be with us today and share your story, basically your experience with us, Ricardo. Tell us a little bit about how we started. How and when did we meet? Do you remember?
I think we met back in probably summer of 2016. I was just out of high school trying to figure out what I wanted to study, specifically because I had a big, broad idea of like what careers I wanted to take. And so we sat down, talked about my options, talked about the universities I could potentially go to. And the real thing that like worried me the most was money. And we talked about Nova and how it's the easy guarantee I'd made from going to Nova into a different Virginia university. So I did know a little bit of it, but you were able to discuss a little more in detail of what that contained and what that entailed. So you were telling me about the GPA I need to attain, what GPAs I need to keep, what grades I need, what classes I needed, which really helped me throughout school, like figure out what I really wanted to do. Because I believe after the first year, after our first meeting, the second meeting, we talked about what I really wanted to do. And I told you like physical therapy wasn't the way I wanted to go, that it wasn't what I'm interested in. I found that strength and conditioning was what I wanted to do. Lifting weights, coaching students was what I enjoyed. And so you said it was an easy transition, that it was the same degree, that it's going to be a little different focus. And so you helped me figure out those classes too.
Yeah, so thank you for that summary. That's great. Just for the viewers, I want to go ahead and maybe detail it a little bit more. So you graduated in 2016, high school, and we helped you get into the community college, your local community college, known as Northern Virginia Community College, also known as NOVA. And we helped you get in there, get admitted, help you qualify for in-state tuition, and also helped you get the financing from the FAFSA, from the financial aid from the government, both federal and state, so that you don't have to pay for your actual tuition and books, etc. Right? And if I'm not mistaken, there was actually some money left over from that money, right?
For the NOVA, there was a little money left over, but once we got to Mason, it was a little different because we talked about it. I was fine with taking grants, but the one thing I steered away was loans, and you respected that choice because you said if I paid the rest out of pocket, that'd be better. And I'm just happy to say that being that I graduated in 2021, although it's 5 years after high school, I'm happy to say I graduated with 0 loans. So being able to have my chance to pay my way through school with the help of FAFSA, like really made it a lot worthwhile. Because yes, I did take a semester off to get more money to work for Mason. And you know, the whole pandemic did mess up the savings plan, but we were still able to stay on track to graduate 2021. So I was pretty happy to do that with the help of yours, getting me the grants that I needed. So I wouldn't have to pay too much out of pocket.
Definitely. When you were in NOVA, your Northern Virginia Community College, you had mentioned that you had started with a particular degree, which was physical therapy. But then after the first semester or first year, you had realized that that is not the route that you wanted to take. And one of the conversations that we had was, what are parallel degrees or majors that you could pursue that would actually get you to what you wanted to do? And you said that you enjoyed lifting, you enjoyed sports, etc. And the conclusion that we arrived to was the major of kinesiology. Right?
That's correct.
So we didn't just help you with the finances. This is something that I want to go ahead and highlight for our viewers, is that we also gave you academic coaching, right? How to actually pursue your degree, what you actually want to major in, and what your career will be eventually. How will you actually apply your studies into your actual practice, right? So once we helped you with NOVA, then we helped you transfer over. We helped you with the entire transfer process to get into the local university, which is known as George Mason University. And once you were at George Mason University, we also continued to help you obtain the financial aid, the FAFSA, to be able to finance your school. As you had mentioned, once you arrived to Mason, it was obviously a bit more expensive because it is a 4-year university. It's no longer a community college, but you really worked hard to be able to not have to take out loans. And that is something that I completely promote. And I want the viewers to know that it is possible. You are a living example of a person that with some hard work, you can actually get a full college degree with absolutely zero debt, right? It doesn't mean that everybody will pay it for you all the time. No, it means that you will have to work some for it, but the greater majority will be paid by the government, whether it's federal or state government, etc. But you really worked hard at it. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it really just became time management, something I really sucked at. Coming out of high school, but I got a lot better at with college, and especially going to the pandemic, online learning, I had to get better and practice it. But with like just time managing, I was able to dedicate 3 specific days going to school and then 3 specific days working, even though the working days were like 10, 12 hours, which I had to do because I needed to get some money. So I dedicated like 3 specific days and then 1 day to specifically rest. Like I don't touch the computer, I don't look at work, I don't do any of that, like rest for 1 whole day. That's if school permits it, depending on like how the workload was, but it's 100% doable. Yes, it will be a little stressful for the few months that you're in it, but 100% doable. After now that I graduated and I went through the whole route, I recommend people to do it because I think that I'd rather grind and work myself as hard as I can for the few years, just so when I graduate, I don't have to worry about the student loans. I don't have to worry about the interest rates. I don't have to worry about owing money because I know I did it and did that the whole 5 years.
That was amazing. I remember that the first person that contacted me from your family was actually your dad, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was amazing when I heard from him and he wanted to help you and your brother attend college because we also helped your brother, Juan Carlos.
Yeah.
Yes, he also attended Northern Virginia Community College and we helped him get the financial aid to attend there as well. What would you say your parents think of us now that you have graduated? How do you think they perceive our services and the help that we provided you?
I think that being first generation and also being the first to ever attend university in my family, you guys were a huge help and huge stepping stone because I myself just graduated. I'm like just 18, barely know anything about money, the real world. And so like just having you like guide me, understand like what financial aid was, what grants were, what loans were, what like they needed for school helped a lot, especially with my parents. Like growing up, and I'm just speaking Spanish, but my dad a little bit of English and my mom understanding. It like helped us understand these government forms and these government programs that we had no idea what to do with, like no uncles, no aunts, no cousins, like no one knew what to do. So like me being the first to do it and just have someone like you guide us through helped a lot.
Thank you for saying that. One of the things that I want to highlight is the fact that you said that both of your parents are not English fluent, right? And so one of the benefits that our services offers is that we're actually bilingual fluently. We speak fluent Spanish and fluent English. So we were simultaneously able to communicate both with your parents in Spanish and with you in English. And there was no need for a translator or anything of that sort. And everything was understood clearly, right?
Yep.
So you graduated in 2021. How soon after that would you say that you actually found a job within your field that you studied?
I actually found a job within the field I studied. Well, because the thing I studied was either you can become a personal trainer, you can become a private coach, you can become a college coach, a high school coach, strength and conditioning coach. So anything in that realm. So right now I'm currently working as a personal trainer / explosive performance coach for youth athletes at One Life Fitness. So I've been working there since April, but because of the education, because of the degree, it put me a little higher than most other coaches, being that I have that degree. So immediately after I had the job, I was able to apply everything I learned. Now I'm just studying for my CSCS, which is my Certified Strength and Conditioning Coach Specialist, to retake that exam and hopefully pass it in. I believe the timeline's April. So then I can start applying to college positions and be an assistant strength coach.
Fantastic. And once you reach that goal, what is your next goal after that?
So it's either going to be that, the college coach, or the second one is in the next coming months, hopefully open a gym with my friends. I'll be underneath them as one of their first 2 coaches because they're going to be 2 owners. And so they invited me and another friend to become the first 2 coaches to work for them. And with that being said, we were trying to go through all of Northern Virginia and pick up as many sports teams as we can and the gen population. So hopefully that will happen by the end of this year.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So whichever one happens first is the one I'll be jumping into.
That's amazing. What would you say to someone if you were to hear them on the street or on an elevator, and you hear their concerns about not being able to pay for college, what would you say to them about us?
Well, I'd say that it's an amazing. Well, I don't know. What would you prefer me to call you? A business, a program? What would you prefer?
Sure, a service.
Okay, so I'd be like, it's a service. I know that they helped me get through college. Although I didn't accept the loans you may, if you'd like to, you don't have to. But I was able to finish school within the 4 years I wanted, which to me, the timeline does not matter as long as I attain the college degree and I attain the education. But if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to make the sacrifices, you're willing to work yourself to get to that degree, then you can do it. Like, it's very doable. Just manage your time, find the right job, find the right boss that will work with your school hours. That every semester they're like, hey, what are your school hours? And they prioritize you and your hours. So I got very lucky with every job I had between college that all of my managers understood that I will quit without hesitation if they didn't accommodate to my college hours. And each and every one, a month before I chose classes, like, hey, send me your schedule as soon as you register. I'll accommodate for you. And that's like 2-3 months out from the next semester. So I was very lucky with all those managers that just helped me throughout school. And when they found out it was finals week, they gave me the week off. And they're like, hey, we know it's finals. Just take the week off. We'll get you back on the schedule next week. So very lucky. But just meet people, talk to people, even though you're not actually networking, which I didn't know I was doing at the time because I just like talking to people. You're going to meet the right people to help you. You're going to meet a lot of people that want to help you and a lot of people that will just give you life advice, school advice, financial advice. And it's a great thing to do. Just keep your circle with people that are helping you grow. Don't let others hold you back and just do your best. It's your life, your education. You do what you want with it. If there's a way you want to do it, there will be a way. And that's a promise because I got through it. I didn't want to because it stressed me out sometimes, but at the end of the tunnel, now that I made it, one of the best things I did and accomplished in my life.
And listening to you right now, it's like, I want to go back to college. You're so inspiring. That's amazing.
I mean, just being the first in my entire family, both mom and dad side, to have a bachelor's, it motivated me a lot. And like having my cousins thank me and like just be happy for me and proud of me, it meant the world to me.
Yeah, I mean, you literally became a role model within your entire generation in your family, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is not an easy hat to carry or an easy load to carry, right?
No, not
But
at
you
all.
definitely carry it with pride. And you should carry it with pride because you really worked hard at it.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
And just being able to have like coached and like talking to you as I was going through it too, and mentor a lot of these kids and just explain to them like, hey, like university is great, but really once like kids are 18, they don't understand. They're not like the full adults yet. They don't see the money side of like what their parents go through. And I'm a living example of it. And I was living through it. And I was like, I'm just lucky I'm able to spend like the hour, 2 hours with you guys a day coaching. It's a wild thing because once I get home, I crash and fall asleep. And they were asking like, how's your day start? I was like, I start like 4-3 in the morning, work from like 5, go to school, and then come back to here from 3 to 5, go home, work, and then work out. And by the time I'm done, I've been up since like 3-4 o'clock in the morning till 10 p.m. And I do it every day, Monday through Friday. And then they realized after a while how tired I looked, but I was still smiling, still happy. And I was like, because I enjoyed this. I was like, just understand that your parents, hopefully they are able to financially put you through school. If they're not, take the big step and be like, hey, I'm not going to go to university. I told them, if you're going to Virginia State University, go to Nova first. You're going to get the same education, a lot cheaper, a lot more affordable, and you get to stay home a little bit. You get to have a job, maybe save up some money, still have friends, be able to park. That's all. I was like, it's probably the best thing I did because it was affordable. But I was staying with my parents because I love my mom's cooking. So let's be real.
Yeah.
So it's
you can never replace mom's cooking.
It's a huge sacrifice to move out and lose that cooking. But the biggest life advice I got from others that I've met along the way was stick with your parents as long as you can, as long as they're able to house you and able to like support you, because you can save so much money, and then in turn you'll be able to pay back whichever you want to your parents. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick with them as long as they're able to sustain me. I'm gonna pay rent. I'm gonna pay I already do. Pay my phone bill, pay my car insurance, pay my car. But I'm gonna pay rent, even though they don't want me to. But just because I want to help them. But the life goal is for me to be able to like work and live for them, so they don't have to anymore. That's my repay to them.
That is amazing. Again, you're such an inspiration, and I appreciate you again taking the time to share your experience with us and with our public. Thank you so much for taking the time. Do me a favor, say hi to your family for me, okay?
I got you. I will. Thank you for everything too, Carlos. I appreciate it.
Anytime. God bless you. Take care, Ricardo.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.